course, as soon as I try to start recording, it's gonna get super windy and start to rain. It's always my luck. Good and you, welcome back to New Hampshire Vintage. My name is Wyatt, and today we are talking about OMC. This OMC is actually a 1972 Evinrude Norseman. And if you saw my videos last year, you probably saw this when it was still complete and kind of put together. But unfortunately, this was the sled that turned into the part sled for my Johnson Challenger, which is basically the sled's brother, restoration build. If you're interested in that, you can see that on my channel in the history. Just type in Johnson Challenger. Anyways, that's not why we're here talking about that. We're here to talk about this, and also a kind of a brief history on OMC. Now, OMC was a pretty big corporate entity back in the 60s already with their outboard motors. You probably know by the Johnson Seahorses and the Evinrude outboards. So yeah, big contender. And in 1964, they decided to dabble in the snowmobile market. And they were actually one of the first big corporate players to do this. It wasn't just a, you know, some guy with a backyard shop making these things. They did put money and time invested in design and engineering of these snowmobiles. And they came out with the two-stroke opposed twin. And they were actually the first ones to come out with that opposed twin. I know Ski-Doo dabbled into that eventually. But the biggest flaw from the start when they created those sleds was they were super heavy. And anything besides hard pack snow, they just seemed to sink and get stuck in. Sorry for the wind. That gust of wind took forever to pass through. So when they came out with them in 1964, they had the Johnson ski horse, they had the Evinrude Skeeter, and then they also had the snow cruisers for our Canadian friends. And basically all the same sleds, just different colors. Snow cruisers were like black and blue, and then they kind of turned into kind of like that snow jet blue, but not identical. Don't yell at me, snow jet guys. The Evinrudes were like a blue tunnel with a white hood, and the Johnsons were that really cool mint green. And yeah, they created those sleds. They put their opposed twin in them, and eventually down the line, we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit, they did dabble into rotary engines as well. From 71 to 76, they had a D4 71 Wankel rotary, making a whopping 35 horsepower, which actually I think was quite a bit back then. And those were all right. You know, it was kind of same as Arctic Cats with their Wankels. You know, they sold, but I think the opposed twin was a lot more popular. And they were built in Peterborough, Ontario at their factory there. So they are Canadian sleds, which is really cool as well. And yeah, just this one here is a 72 model year. And actually in 72 was when they were starting to figure out, hey, you know, this might not be for us. They only had a 5% market share in the snowmobile industry that year, which wasn't a lot considering that their outboards had over 50% in the market share. So I think execs and all that just kind of figured out, you know what, this isn't going to work out for us. And in 1976, they decided to cease their snowmobile production. Now, I will show you the Challenger in just a bit to kind of show you a complete version of what these sleds looked like. In 72, they had a single and a twin headlight design, which the twin headlight, in my opinion, is one of the coolest looking vintage sleds out there. Super sporty. I don't know why they didn't do it sooner, or they didn't keep on with it. It was kind of just a quick, I believe, a 1 or 2 year only look. And yeah, just in my opinion, really cool looking sled. And this was one of them. Now the hood has been sold and parts have been robbed off of it. The reason why I robbed parts off of this sled was this one was the rougher one out of the two. And I'll show a photo of both those sleds together when I picked them up. This one has some broken welds. The tunnel is a lot more rusty. And this one had a lot of dents in the belly pan, like it hit a lot of rocks in the past, and also the skis are not the right skis for it. But this was a 72 Norseman, still is. It is the kind of trail sled of the model lineup. It is not as sporty as the Bobcat SS. I wish this was a Bobcat SS, but that's okay. And they had different horsepower ratings, 27 horsepower, 30 horsepower. I'm not sure they got up to the 35 horsepower Bobcat SS. But this sled came from New York. It doesn't have that much of a history to it that I know of. I'm sure it has a story to tell that other people know about. But for me at least, this sled came from New York, and when I got it, I basically just stripped it down. And it's a shame it's back here, but you can't save every single one of them. And if I can make one nice one out of the two, then I'm happy. But still a cool sled, and still has some good usable parts on it that maybe in the future if I need to take off, or maybe one day we can try to get this thing back up and running again. It's gonna need a lot to do that, so it's not looking likely. But yeah, 72 Norseman, and this is where she lives. Let's move over to the shop and I'll show you the Challenger, and we'll talk about a few more things that OMC had and dabbled into, and some cool also kits that came with these sleds. OMC was pretty ahead of their time in my opinion. Perfect timing. It's really starting to rain now. So what you're looking at here is a Johnson Challenger. Now this is basically the brother of the Evinrude Norseman. Picture like Chevy and GMC, like the Sierra and the Silverado. Same thing, just different color, different, couple little bit different schemes. But this is the sled I restored last summer, and basically you can see the twin headlight design, very sporty looking, and like I said before, I just think it's one of the nicest looking vintage sleds that was ever made. Getting back to OMC being ahead of their time, they had reverse on a lot of their sleds. They had a neutral where you can have a easier starting. They had compression release. They had all these bells and whistles and doodads that really made these sleds pretty, not complicated, but just a lot of things. They also came out with what was called the Blitz kit. Now that deserves its own video. You can look more into Don't Get Daved YouTube channel. He actually built his own Blitz kit for his snow cruiser. And basically what a Blitz kit was, gonna just kind of keep it short and sweet. They put a much bigger carburetor. It's actually like a double barrel looking carburetor on the opposed twin. They did twin pipes. They did a awesome looking through like the cowl suspension. It's like, I don't know if it was like a wishbone, but it basically eliminated this very antiquated leaf spring suspension and made it a lot better. And a few other little odds and ends. I'll put a few photos up and some articles on it. But yeah, they just decked these things out race-wise. They tried, you know, and unfortunately just sales didn't pull through enough to where it just kept them wanting to keep building these things. So that's kind of the short and sweet story of OMC. And yeah, like I said, if you want to see a full restoration, video. I touched this thing from basically every single nut and bolt. The only thing I did not touch was like piston rings and like crank bearings, but from crank seals to gasket, everything I've touched on this sled, while still trying to keep it to its original form. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. It rides pretty good. Have a few videos on that. And if you like those type of videos, well, tune into that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making these. I have a bunch more I can make. If you really like them, let me know in the comments below. If I made a mistake saying anything on these things, or if you know more, please comment below as well. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys very soon. Man, this thing's getting pretty dusty.